This is Maggie Nechvatal, and this PowerPoint presentation will discuss grant writing tips. It will build on the information Dr. Robinson shared during his lecture and offer a few additional tips for successful grant writing. So, you have this great idea for a project and all you need is a little cash to get going. When planning to write a grant application, one of the first steps is to determine a funding source. This will help you tailor your grant application to the source of the funding. You might want to look at funding sources that are local. These sources increases the chance that you or maybe somebody on your project knows one of the trustees. Knowing the right guy can frequently give you the edge you need to get your program funded. Secondly, look at the priorities of the funding source. This will help you tailor your proposal to the needs of the funder. If the foundation is looking for innovative, low-tech ways to educate a particular population, your proposal should not include high-tech words such as internet, computers, technology, tweeting. You get the picture. It just sends the wrong word. Use the right vocabulary. Exploring the internet will assist you to identify agencies and foundations that fit your project goals. And it'll also let you know who's currently offering funding. It'll be an interesting search when you go to the internet. Last, use your professional network of colleagues to inform others about your ideas. You can elicit assistance from them and help identify potential funding sources. Where are other people going for their funding? By staying connected with others in the field, it'll help you spread the word about your work and may alert foundations to your ideas. Once you've determined an appropriate funding source and researched their application process, you're going to need to create a timeline. No matter how amazing your grant proposal is, if it's not received by the submission deadline, it will not be considered. If you need to submit a hard copy by snail mail, include time for mailing. Don't use express or overnight mail, as this might send the signal that you're not a good steward of funds. Remember to trust but verify. Before you mail your proposal, call the funding source and verify the current address information and contact information. You don't need that grant application sent off to the wrong address. Finally, plan your work. If your work will require approvals from institutional review boards or institutional animal care and use committees, make sure you understand the approval process and plan accordingly. That process can take up quite a bit of time. So what do successful proposals include? Significance. Successful proposals ask important questions and provide potential solutions to problems that are relevant to the funding source. The way you show significance is to provide an appropriate literature review that demonstrates your knowledge of relevant prior work. You got to remember here, though, that the proposal is not simply a literature review. Your proposal is going to really outline your plan of study. Your lit review is going to show your knowledge of prior work. Make sure to make strong connections to existing theory. Tying your project to existing theory and explaining how your work will expand the current body of knowledge is important to provide significance. Remember to create a connection between your work and an existing national or regional issue. Describe how your project can be the model that can be replicated in other areas and how your work can be a model for positive change in other areas. Coherence. Successful proposals have clear, rational objectives that fit the priorities of the funding source. Your proposal should flow easily. Each part of the proposal should fit together and the pieces should tell a story about how your program will answer the questions you propose to study. Reading other proposals from recently funding grants helps you develop your boilerplate models. The more you read good proposals, the more you'll understand how to write a successful proposal and build coherence. Originality. Describe why your project is important. Be creative in describing your project. Develop a catchy name that'll stick with the reviewers. Create a positive first impression. If your proposal is an original idea, give examples of some pilot work that you've done that demonstrates that the ideas are feasible. If your proposal's not original, give examples about how your proposal is going to contribute and add additional information to the scholarly community. Detail. Devil is in the details. Make sure to read your RFP carefully. Mirror their words when at all possible in your proposal. This will help create a clear connection between them, what they want, and you, what you can deliver. Use their buzzwords and phrases found in the RFP to describe your project. Make sure you describe the who, what, where, when, and how you will obtain your measurable outcome in easily understandable language that ties your project to the funding source. Sustainability. Whoa, is that ever a big issue? Grant money is soft money. It is not intended to fund projects indefinitely. Explain your plans to build sustainability into your project. Explain where future funding will come from. Funders want to see that the benefits discovered will continue after the initial funding runs out. Summarize. Write your abstract or summary last and make sure it leaves a lasting impression. This section should provide the reviewer with their elevator conversations about your project so they can share your ideas with others. If at first you don't succeed, we've got a plan. Many times, first submissions are not accepted for funding. This is not a reason to throw the towel in. Read the reviews from your submissions and make a plan to resubmit. Read and respond to the reviews about your proposal. If possible, contact the program director and discuss your submission. Recycle the parts of your submission that are strong, rewrite the areas that need clarification, and then resubmit as soon as possible. Thank you for your time.